I need to.
We wouldn't have.
We need to remove you.
We wouldn't have.
All right, welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. And we are excited once again because the seemingly insignificant actually are significant.
Yeah. The seemingly insignificant
Even the
things.
balloons in the background. Like I think about the balloons, it sets a stage of celebration. Seemingly insignificant. Like what does it matter whether you have 5 foil balloons, whether they're the right colors, whether you have any balloons at all? And in my mind, I've learned that even the seemingly insignificant sets the stage for the significant.
Yeah, like even the fact that a balloon like this, a helium balloon, it will still have helium in it, but it won't be enough to raise it up. It's the little bit extra, the insignificant amount that you put in at the end that goes, and it makes it taunt, right?
Right.
But it took all that other stuff ahead of time, but it's the insignificant amount at the end that makes all the difference.
Hey, Paul, great to see you. We're thrilled you reached out, actually. That was really neat. Saw something you were doing today, reached out to you, then you reached out to us. Like, how fun is life? And there is Virginia.
Hello, Virginia.
Yeah, hey, Virginia. Because she's always laughing and playing. And that is, at one point in my life, I would have called that the seemingly insignificant.
Oh, and it's so important.
So sometimes it's just a perception issue. What is the seemingly insignificant that really is the significance that gives you access to your exponential life?
And an example of that was when we were relatively new.
Oh, I thought you were going
married.
with a bad example this morning.
No, that's a great example, and we're going to go there too. But
okay,
when we first got married, how many years ago, love?
38 and a half.
38 years ago, I would do the dishes.
Oh,
but I would do the dishes
with so much joy, right?
No, begrudgingly.
Hey, Vicky. Hey, Ray. Hey, Joanne.
But I would do them.
He would do them. He would do the dishes almost with like that snarl on your face. It felt like a snarl to me.
Yeah, and I said, well, I'm doing the dishes. That's my love for you. I'm going to do the dishes. And Yetta said, I don't want you to do the dishes.
I do want you to do the dishes.
I know, but you want me to want to do the dishes.
And that's the seemingly insignificant. The want to versus just the doing of it. So at first blush, hey, Ashley, Frederick, it would seem, what does it matter? I'm doing the dishes, I'm getting them done. And yet that attitude shifted everything. And where in your life have you found that you thought, well, it don't really matter whether I want to do that thing or not. Hey, let's actually get some interaction going here. What have you not wanted to do that you have just done anyway, but kind of with a bit of an attitude attached?
Like taking out the garbage when I forget?
Well,
or
actually,
run out of time?
I'm pretty happy about that these days.
Okay,
I want to now, but there was a time where I didn't want to, where I thought, how much doesn't he care about me? If he wants me to run out there, notice at the last second and start running. So Virginia, what's Virginia saying?
Cleaning toilets.
Cleaning toilets.
It's an
unfulfilling activity.
Well,
because it needs doing again.
You like
so
to
quickly.
go on a clean toilet, but when you go on a clean toilet, you make it dirty, kind of.
You kind of do. You kind of do. And yet, if you have a good attitude about it, it somehow seems to change everything for the people in our environment. So when we say seemingly insignificant, motivation matters. The motivation is seemingly insignificant because I'm doing the thing.
And you know what? When I clean the toilet, because I do clean toilets.
Yeah, you do.
We live in a house with 5 toilets. It's a lot of toilets if you clean them all at once. But the seemingly insignificant is to clean around the rim on the floor and clean the floor around the back where the dust collects and all that kind of stuff. That makes a big difference. And what's interesting is we're talking about relationships. Really, it's what we're talking about today. and the seemingly insignificant things that you do that can make a significant difference. And whether that relationship is a romantic relationship, or it's a family relationship, or a friend relationship, these principles overlap.
Absolutely.
Now, where you get the most bang for your dollar, so to speak, is in a romantic relationship, I feel.
I think you get it in all of them, but it is the one that's in front of your face all the time.
It's also the one that can be the most expensive if it fails.
It is. Why am I laughing at that? Because ours isn't going to fail.
No.
Okay.
No, I always say that country song is lovely. The one that says it'd be cheaper to keep her. Would have been cheaper to keep her. That's a great song.
So the seemingly insignificant, think about some of those things in your own relationship. Let's shift it to relationship, whether it be your love relationship. So Frederick, Kim, Joanne, Ashley, Ray, you're all in love relationships. So is Vicky, actually. So is Virginia. We're seemingly something insignificant. Like this morning. Like type in chat, what's seemingly insignificant that you're starting to go, ding, 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 ding. That's actually significant. That would have it's an element to have an exponential life. If I shifted my attitude around that thing.
Oh, I've got a great one. The response to 3 words.
I know.
I love you. Now, type in chat what you believe the appropriate response is when someone says, I love you.
Especially if it's your life partner, not if it's somebody that's creeping you.
No. No, we're not talking about the ones you got to call the police over.
No.
No, we're talking about when you say, I love you. What is an appropriate response to that? I'm looking in the chat. There might be a little bit of delay.
But we're patient.
And we're patient, waiting for your responses. So type in chat because we're waiting.
So Kim says the appropriate response is I love you to I love you. What other things?
That could be I love you as well. That's kind of the law of reciprocity, right? When somebody does something nice for you, you think you should say it back, right? Or you should do something good for them. That's the law of reciprocity. That's a hard word to say.
Oh, that is so cool, Ashley. Her little girl just looked, she heard us, and then she looked at her mama and said, I love you.
Yes.
So she's smarter than I am. So I hate to say that that's the truth.
Now, oh, thank you. That's a great response.
That's what Ken thought I should have said.
Well, you could have said.
Hey, Sylvia. Hey, Liz. Yeah, Ken thought I ought to have said, I love you too. Yangling says it better be. Well, it wasn't. That's kind of nice. Longevity also gives latitude for messing up.
Yes. So let me back you up to 40 years ago. It was August, 40 years ago, a nice hot night. We're at the drive-in with my honey. We're dating. We are.
Hey, Milan.
How old are we?
We're eight. I think I had turned 18, or I might have still been 17. Okay. Anyway, I was 17 or 18.
And I turned to her in the drive-in in my car, and I said, I love you. And her response was not, I love you as well. Oh, yes, Virginia, you shared that. I wasn't going to ask you, but you did share that Jeff's response when you told him you love him, his first response was, I feel fine, thanks. If that's not an awkward response. Yetta's response was pretty interesting. She said, how many women have you told that to? And the mic dropped. But I was quick. I'm quick-witted. I quickly said, 2. You and my mother. And yeah, it's been 40 years. It's good. So this morning I said, I love you.
I know. I get in trouble with this I love you thing. What is that? When a 2-year-old can get it right.
Virginia says 28 years and she's still feeling fine.
He is still feeling fine.
Still feeling fine. Well, that's good. So this morning I said it, and her response was, do you really? And how do you respond to that as a partner? It can be a little overwhelming because now it puts you on the defensive of having to prove that you do love that person. And so then I started saying all the things I'd done in the morning to show my love.
Yeah, he started giving me a laundry list. It was literally a laundry list. He had brought me my favorite matcha tea, which he makes way better than I do.
Yes. And then I went downstairs because you said, where's my journal?
Right.
And I, instead of just telling her, because my lovely wife sprained her foot last night falling down the stairs, I said, I'll run and grab it for you. That's another way of showing my love. And then what we realized is that many times people will reflect a compliment.
Deflect.
Reflect.
Yeah, put the shields up.
Yeah, put the shields up. And what we do is somebody will say, oh, you're really kind. And they'll go, oh, it was nothing. Or what else? You're very helpful. Oh,
it was nothing.
It was
nothing.
Yeah. Or you're really beautiful.
No, I'm not.
I got this mole here and I got this here. No, it's a deflection of a compliment. And so when I said I love you and you said, do you really? I think that is an insecurity inside, right? That's deflecting that love. So we figured out that was a kind of an insignificant thing that has a significant impact on our relationship.
I'm just loving in chat and watching Kim and Frederick tell each other how much they adore and love each other. And it's incredible, 18 years together, and they're still saying, you're the best one ever. I love you and you're my best friend. And then I reflect it back. So the reflecting can work either as a deflection, which is what I did this morning. I know, what is with me? Anyway, it always gives us good material to be able to connect with you because I never get it right.
Rejecting
often.
the gift. And we even talked about that, Virginia, that sometimes we give each other gifts, whether it's Christmas, a birthday, or just because. And sometimes you read it on the person's face like that was not the gift I would have gotten for me. Like the day I bought you, what was it, an iron on Mother's Day? That was a fail. Big fail.
Don't do it.
Never give.
Unless somebody's asked specifically for a new fancy dancy iron. Then it might work.
Yeah. But when we reject a physical gift, it's very easy to see. When we reject a compliment, or we push off love, or even push off someone's offer to help, right? If someone offers to help you and you go, no, I'm fine. You've rejected that offer of love, that offer of support.
And that don't work so good. So what seems seemingly insignificant, just not having a great response to something, can actually make a horrible negative impact. So what today, one thing today, where you're just going to step up your awareness. And I love that you make matcha for Catherine too, Paul. That is phenomenal because that is important. I don't reject that anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
anymore.
Paul, what I put in the matcha, just in case you want to up your game. I don't know, maybe your game's already way up there. I put in some cinnamon, a little bit of cocoa powder, and some vanilla almond milk, and some honey. And it turns it into a chore to drink it to a pleasure, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's a chocolate delight.
Chocolate matcha.
Yeah, chocolate matcha delight. So think about today. Type in chat if you can even think about a time already today. I bet you, well, okay. If you're anything like me, you've already had an opportunity to mess it up and now get it right. Right? Go back and get it right. So I did apologize. I sought forgiveness. I came over and I kissed him. I did the nice 10-second kiss thing and the 30-second hug. Good news is at this point, I know what will make the big difference. So what today, and if you can type it in chat, that's kind of fun, right? What today, whether in a love relationship or any relationship, have you replied in a way that you think, it don't really matter, seemingly insignificant response, and yet it would make all the difference
in your relationship, whether it be your romantic relationship,
a work relationship, a mommy-daddy relationship, mother-daughter, father-son kind of thing. In any relationship, what would make a huge difference? So one of the things we've learned is celebrating journeys, celebrating the process. The reason we can tell you all the horrible stories is because there's a lot to celebrate. So we're going to encourage you to join us on November 21st, where we get to celebrate journeys together for 4 hours at a mastermind.
You said that very quietly. 4 hours of doing great things like this.
Which is incredible.
Great content, great interaction. We'll be doing it Zoom live so that, you know, this is nice. You can type some comments and we can interact with you. But with Zoom, there's a lot more interaction.
So let's have an amazing day. And I would really love to see, like even 3 or 4 of you, what is that thing that you thought was seemingly insignificant this morning, and now you're saying, I recognize it was significant if I shift my response, and I'm going to go back and get it right. What is it? Frederick's saying he's going to take the opportunity to encourage his coworker for doing a fantastic job because it speaks to his heart.
Yeah, you know how you can tell somebody needs encouragement?
They're breathing.
Yes.
They're above grade. They're not buried. They're alive and they're walking around. And as soon as that, so I love that, Elaine, you're going to be an even better listener to your hubby. That is huge to be able to simply be. Seems insignificant. And it's mammoth. So we love that you were here with us. Continue to think about it and continue to share in the Facebook group for Double Decker or even the Roar Canada Facebook group. And let's see if we can't build a exponential life for others and ourselves over things that are seemingly insignificant.
Yes, this is all mine. We said we'd come on for 15 minutes. We've over-delivered. We're at 17 and a half. It just goes so fast when we talk about this stuff. We love it.
And thank you for your engagement, because without your engagement, we aren't partners. We're just doing the thing by ourselves, and that ain't no fun.
So we love each other, and we love you. Have a great day.